Hey, I'm confused. How is he here? We're
He's-
going live.
He's just always here, man.
I don't even know. We're here.
You guys were awesome yesterday, by the way. I was there.
Were you there?
I was in the. It was in the
I was
chat.
there too. I
You
was
were in
also
the
there.
chat.
I was chatting with Murphy. He's a cool
Okay,
guy.
then.
He's here in
If
the chat.
If you're still here,
We are here broadcasting from where, Ryan?
Washington or Spaceship Earth.
We are
that
here on the
what you're
planet
gonna
Earth.
say?
I was
Okay.
going to say planet Earth, but Spaceship Earth, I enjoyed that a little bit better.
Yes.
And we are here creating content for the comic book community, the best community in the world. So I'm super stoked to be here with you, Ryan. How you feeling?
On time.
On time.
Tired, hungry, but on time.
We're only, we're 6 minutes in. And you know what? I'm stoked because we have we have some fun things to chat about, and I want to get into it. But there was something that happened about 7-8 days ago now. Something that I have just been thinking about for days. Been thinking about it for days.
Days.
Yeah, since it happened, and I've been just kind of waiting, just letting it like mull over, kind of just wash over me. You know what it was?
I'm scared to guess now.
All right, I'm talking about the Disney Fox merger.
Ah,
yeah,
that's a thing.
That's a big thing, man. That's a huge thing. That's a thing that like it was a big blow a little bit, for real.
A blow? Like you didn't like it?
No, I mean, obviously, like they're going home, right?
Sure.
Like our characters are going back.
If we're looking at it at a purely Marvel Comics standpoint, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, there's a lot that's happening. Like all of the Fox, there's like thousands of properties that are all going over to Marvel. So we can get hung up on all of that. But obviously we're talking about comic books. We're talking about
Correct.
Marvel here acquiring Fox rights.
I'm not talking about Alien today because that's now Disney.
That was the first thing I thought of, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm so glad you're here. That's the first thing I was gonna say. We talk about Alien, but I didn't want to say it. So because I really want to talk about Alien too, because oh my gosh, can you imagine? Anyways, let's talk about Marvel. X-Men, Fantastic Four. And the first thing I felt when I saw that this happened, like there was a timestamp on the article that I read. It made me stop. I had to read the whole thing again. I'm like, okay, let's read this whole article. And the first thing I thought of was Fantastic Four and how we're gonna get another shot. It's gonna happen. It's absolutely gonna happen. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited. I've been reading that whole run since it's been a couple of years now, but I'm reading number 1 through, until I give up. I haven't given up yet. I would very much like to see a good Fantastic Four film.
You went through the whole Kirby run, man.
I did. Just finished John Byrne, and now I'm kind of waiting for Walt Simonson to jump in.
We got FF going to the right place. We got Silver Surfer on its way. We have Galactus on its way. Like it's got to happen. And then I don't know. I'm stoked. It's just like Fantastic Four, the first one of my favorite. Like it really is one of my favorite Marvel movies. It's kind of like, I know that's not like popular to say in the community, but I remember being little watching that movie and just having so much fun and thinking about how superhero movies could just be a lot of fun to watch, even if they're absurd, even if they're like corny, even if they're funny. The second movie wasn't as great for me, but I really enjoyed those movies when I watched it. I throw it on every once in a while. I mean, I watch a lot of dumb movies, and that's one of my favorite. But you know what? I watched that movie more than I watched most of the other Marvel movies. And another set of Marvel. So that got me thinking of something else here, because I'm super excited. And I wanted to chat about Silver Surfer. I wanted to chat about Galactus, because we're going through the Infinity Gauntlet run. And I've never been more excited to see these properties go and get another opportunity.
It'll be really cool.
What are your thoughts about Silver Surfer post Infinity Gauntlet? We're almost done with this whole run. How do you feel about Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer going over?
In the movies?
Potentially.
I'm hoping they don't rush Silver Surfer. Like he's a second or third movie character. Like
Absolutely.
He should not be in it early. I think even the second movie might be too soon.
Interesting.
If you're playing the long game, Fantastic Four could be around for quite a while. And the reason I started reading that run in the first place was because so many concepts in Marvel Comics were born out of that series. So if they play their cards right, they could use that franchise as kind of a springboard for a bunch of other things that might be more spacey, more cosmic.
Absolutely.
They could bring in humans back into the mix if they do it right.
We were, before we even had a YouTube channel, had Inhumans happened when we had a YouTube channel, we would have probably been really excited about Inhumans.
I wasn't.
until you saw
It was obvious
until,
from the photos
as
that
soon as you saw the first signs of it. No,
the first shot of her wig, I was like, oh, this is going to be bad.
yeah,
this
this
is
is
going to suck.
all terrible. But
Yeah,
if if we had a YouTube channel and we were getting word that was coming, we would have been super stoked.
I would have been reading a bunch of Inhumans.
Yeah, and I think that the fact that failed, it also gives reason to that to the next part of this conversation, which is it's being reported widely that part of this acquisition is a reboot of virtually every Marvel franchise that Fox was managing, and that includes the X-Men. The only thing that they want to take on is Deadpool. Deadpool is the only current character that is in the Disney banner currently on the site. Post
the
of
only
this
Fox
change.
superhero franchise that's successful at this point.
Absolutely,
I would say, because they've got Deadpool, they've got X-Men and Fantastic Four. I guess they own the rights to, but they kind of have been cooling off on that one for a while. Unless I'm forgetting something, I don't think Fox has any more properties. I would very much like a rebooted X-Men, though. I've been sick of that franchise for quite a while.
Oh, Fox is done.
Yes,
like it's down to they only have a handful of different things that they're running. Oh,
Rainbows. Sorry, Rainbow.
He's saying hi.
He's saying hi.
He's excited that you're here. Rainbow.
I'll hang out with you later.
The comic cat is coming to say hi, and we say, here's the problem: we say his name, he knows.
He comes running. Except like, when we want him to come, and we had a package for him, and he didn't come running when we yelled his name.
We do have a package for him. We need to do it, but I'm gonna have Erin also has a package too, so we're gonna have her do both of them.
Yes, that makes the most sense.
He's over there sneezing. He's sneezing like crazy. So, anyways, X-Men. It got me thinking about that because everything's gonna be rebooted. Deadpool's the only successful one that they got. There's rumors that Dark Phoenix may even get pulled.
I've heard that
Phoenix thing.
It's supposed to come out like really soon, right? Like in the next month or two, like this summer.
Yep. Yeah, there's I doubt that it's going to, but New Mutants is not looking good.
Yeah, New Mutants, I read an article about today, actually, that said that they nobody in the cast knows what's going on with the production and why they're not releasing it, and they were supposed to do reshoots. I don't think they ever did.
Right.
It's looking dire for New Mutants, but I think Dark Phoenix is probably too far along to pull yet.
So it's an interesting thought. What's all about to happen. Then you look at Kevin Feige and what he's saying, and he's hinted over this last 2 weeks that there's more that they want to talk about, but they specifically mention what they did during Age of Ultron and that they don't want to make that same mistake again. What are we talking about? What did they do with Age of Ultron?
You talking Scarlet Witch?
I'm talking no.
Okay.
No.
That was bad.
It was a bad
way to introduce mutants into the mix.
It was a bad way to introduce mutants in the mix. I think that they're going to be that's actually part that actually makes a lot of sense right there.
I think they really need to take a look at the X-Men, boil it down to the core concepts, get a nice small team in there,
reboot the whole thing.
Flush it all down the toilet because X-Men sucks.
So what they don't want to do is do what they did prior to Age of Ultron. We knew Age of Ultron was coming, and then they dropped the slate of what to expect. And they said, all right, you got Age of Ultron, we got da-da-da-da-da-da, and then we got Avengers Infinity War. And guess what suffered?
Age of Ultron?
Exactly. Age of Ultron. Because everyone's like, oh, we know what we're actually waiting for. We're excited for Thanos. We were excited for the big what's going to happen, and happened to be one of the, the largest.
That might have been a factor. I think Age of Ultron had a few faults of its own that kind of kneecapped it a little bit.
Well,
Ultron himself.
The fact that they released the slate didn't help them.
No.
So what that means is right now we have Avengers Endgame in about a month. I can tell you what they're not going to do. Rainbow. You know what they're not going to do, Rainbow?
He's communicating.
Rainbow. What they're not going to do is they're not going to say, "Ooh, we have Avengers Endgame coming, but be ready because we have Avengers versus the X-Men slated in
that's a
4
good
years."
It
or whatever it is that they're holding, under the ropes, under the what is it? I
guess the question is, why are they keeping everything under wraps for
the
next bout of movies? Because after this, there's like no information, right?
I think that's the reason.
Yeah,
I think they don't want to take away from Avengers Endgame.
It's either that from like a studio framing, or it's that the story is just going to go bananas and everyone's going to die and they can't give spoilers.
There's going to be major changes coming.
Yeah,
we know that Endgame is going to be probably the last of a lot of characters. I mean, if we're gonna, this is speculation,
sure.
We talk about speculation sometimes, and this information's out there. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to talk about these subjects without like ruining it with spoilers, because so much of the stuff we talk about is reliant on news that happens.
Right.
And I'm not even 100% sure if our audience wants us to be covering stuff that may be spoilers. But it may be important because this is like what's going on. Everybody knows, if you are on Instagram, that Paul Ruffalo is talking about not continuing his role as
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
He's
Paul
not.
Ruffalo.
He's not going on anymore.
That's
I haven't heard
what
that. I've only been hearing the big three guys aren't keeping on. Well, Thor's kind of, Chris Hemsworth wants to hang around.
The big three guys, like most of the Avengers,
Cap, Iron Man, and Thor.
Yeah.
And from everything I've heard, it sounds like Steve Rogers, particularly, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. are done, which I'm okay with.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
I think that list is probably small. I think that there's probably at least 3 more people we're not thinking about.
I wouldn't mind if they got rid of a few more people. I think some people have kind of been played out, or we've seen all we're going to see from certain people's character developments, or they never just really took off in the first place. I'm kind of thinking of Scarlet Witch, but maybe I don't know.
No,
I got to rewatch
Vision,
Age
man.
of Ultron again. Yeah, Vision. It seems like both of them were kind of squandered, and they never really. But they had that miniseries, that series coming out on the streaming service. They're getting their own series, which I'm gonna have to buy. I've made the decision, by the way. I'm gonna have to get that streaming service.
Oh, absolutely.
Which sucks.
Oh, we have to, and we also have to be prepared for the streaming war that's about to happen, because all these, it's going to get super competitive, and they're all going to be forcing us to choose what to be. We're going to end up having to get it all, and no one's going to have cable. But if it means more superheroes, I'm excited, because I'm going to be paying for it too. However, X-Men. I was thinking about X-Men. I want to talk about X-Men. Cool. I pulled these out.
I've been looking at those this whole time, and
have you really?
Almost throwing up.
You don't like it.
You put the worst one on top.
I know I did, huh?
X2 is the only one, I think. X-Men. The first one deserves credit for kickstarting the entire modern superhero thing, except maybe Blade, which everybody loves.
This is great. I don't even care. I don't even care if number 3 was.
I got so hyped for that movie when that came out. I wore this. I had this Wolverine, no less. It was a Hugh Jackman Wolverine badge, or like a pin thing. I wore it on my stupid sweater at school every single day. I know that movie came out on May 26, 2006 because of that. It was like a promo button.
Ryan was a walking billboard at school
for X3. I was like, cool, they're finally going to do Phoenix. It's going to be awesome. And
it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And it was not. It was trash. And ever since then, I haven't really been won back over by the X-Men franchise, even with First Class. I really wanted to like that, but it didn't feel right.
I find it funny that you have that story alongside of the worst movie of the franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that's really interesting. Like, as far as movies go, I remember post the second one when Jean Grey dies.
Yeah. That's why I was so hyped up, because that movie's so good. And then
I remember going home. I watched that movie in the theater with my dad at least twice. And then I went with a friend, and I saw it at least twice then. My friend it was a weird thing. Shout out to my homie Trent. But back in the day, he always had, I don't know how he got them, but he had just the bootleg movies all the time. Like just movies, like you get 5 movies on a disc. You can buy them at Emerald City Comic Con. Like most of those
that
are
was
bootleg.
really weird.
Yeah,
that was new to me.
It's not, is what it is. Like back then though, it's like, oh, you got Harry Potter on DVD, and it was like a thing to have Harry Potter on DVD. Like he always had movies. And one of the movies he got was all the X-Men, right when they came out. So we would watch those over and over again. It didn't look good. It was definitely not
camcorder.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was terrible. A lot of times it was kind of blurry sometimes, but it took what we got. I was living on dial-up, dude, out here in the middle of nowhere in Washington,
Yeah.
So
those were the days.
Those were the days, man. And I remember going home after watching X2 for the first time, and it kept me up at night, dude.
Yep.
I was I was young, man. I was super young when this came out. And all I can think of was, I legit can't wait for the next one. I don't know what this is going to occupy my brain for. I remember it giving me anxiety. I was so excited about X3.
You were probably 11 or 10 or something? Yeah, I was 14.
Yeah. So
the second one.
Yeah. Right around there. And I remember going back and my dad giving me the essentials.
Yep. Okay.
And
paperback?
Paperback. Yeah, there was a black one and a red one. And he gave me both because you had to read the first one to get to the Dark Phoenix goodness. And the first one, and it starts out with, I think it starts out with Giant Size. It may not. It may just start out with the intro to Wolverine being introduced into the team, the new team.
Yeah.
And I got my first dose of what you're going to get in the movie is not what's in the comic. The comic books is unique within itself. and you have an endless amount of like adventures to go on in these pages. And I read the hell out of those essentials, and that got me into some really, really good stuff. So anyways, I don't know. These movies, man, I talk about this because this is done. This is done. I know you said thank God, but dude, these are done, man. And these affected a lot of people in this community, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of people are into this because like legit, a lot of people got into
Even
comic
me,
books
like,
for the first time because of these movies.
That's it worked on me. I mean, that got me into comic books. So I can't hate on it too much, but I really wish they had focused on. I don't know. That's a whole video.
It's the first. It's like the Spider-Man movie. It's like Tobey Maguire. Like no one talks about those movies as much anymore. But that first movie, when that came out, and you saw Spider-Man in the theater for the first time,
yeah,
your mind was blown, dude. And it wasn't like there's barely any action in that movie. It was like just this guy swinging around. And it was the first time you saw it, and it was like I feel like that is on. It's like in the same group of movies. Like there's a core group that is like almost. It does. It literally does exist outside of the MCU.
Iron Man really changed everything.
It did pre-Iron Man days, basically, is what I'm saying. And I don't know. I have a respect for those movies, even if they weren't great, because it's what got us to this point.
I do too. To be, completely fair, to put it on the record, I respect the X-Men films. I just don't. Also,
they're fun in their own way.
I really wish we could get. I know we're going to. We're gonna get. I can't even begin to think about how cool this new version could be if they do it right.
Oh, they're gonna.
If Kevin Feige gets his hands on it and does it correctly.
I think we're gonna find out, man. I think that's what's gonna be a huge reveal. I don't know if it's gonna be. I think the merger happened too soon for it to happen in the upcoming.
Oh yeah,
movie,
it's gonna be years off.
But it definitely is like once they. I mean, it's a week ago. So all these conversations, you got to imagine they're happening right now. If not, they've already been happening for the last 7 days.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Well, let us know what you think about this. I want to hear from the community. It's a big week. We talked about this like a year ago. We talked about this 6 months ago. And there was a point where I'm like, I don't think this is going to happen. This may not happen for quite some time. And now all of this, we've been, not personally, we haven't really been speculating on a lot of these different movies. Because really, we haven't talked about Craven. There's so many different things that we could have gone down the rabbit hole to talk about, but we didn't really do that a whole lot this last year. Because they didn't really look like they were going to happen. But now we have them saying, no, we want to reboot the whole damn thing. Like new actors, new everything. And that's super exciting.
That's what I was hoping that would happen with New Class. But then, not New Class, First Class. And then they started to kind of mingle those continuities together. And I think that really kneecapped, again, to borrow a phrase from myself, and kneecapped the entire potential of that whole franchise. And now it's just a mess. And I can't. Apocalypse was a cluster F in my mind.
That's
I did not enjoy X-Men Apocalypse.
That's on par with people's hatred for the Fantastic Four reboot.
Yeah, I didn't see that. To be fair,
yeah, you didn't have to.
Okay, that's what I heard.
It was rough, man. You can't see Doom like that.
Disappointing.
Can't see Doom like that. All right, Ryan, you have a stack of books here, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we had a super chat. I want to make sure to mention that too. Perry Comics. Oh, Perry. Yeah, he's got an awesome YouTube channel. He's got
I've noticed he's got the same Batman wallpaper that you have. That laptop you gave me.
Which one?
It's got a wallpaper of Batman that's kind of just like white lines. That's just like the outline of his mask.
Oh yeah, that was the thing I picked for your laptop that you.
Yep, it's on the wallpaper. He's got the same one. I was like, I recognize that.
There it is.
So now everybody knows that
good taste,
story.
Perry. And he's got a cool
story. Hey, Batman 1000.
All right, what do you got here? Ryan's got his pulls. So I'm gonna kind of look at them, but here, you tell me. Let's show them the audience, and you talk about it. I'll be your.
I've only read one of these comics so far. I have been very, very busy.
Then let's chat about why you picked them up, because this one is a milestone.
I picked that one up on the way out the door from Russ's yesterday because we were getting everything ready, and my pull was pretty light this week, and I almost walked out without grabbing one of those, and I changed my mind at the last minute.
Oh, I like how he's stamping the back of his boards here, Mill Geek Comics, and then he puts Geek responsibly with his.
I stamped all of these Detective Comic boards because we had to make extra because these are giant bags because this book is enormous.
This is a big book. It's also $10.
It is $10.
Damn, DC, really? But it's huge. It's almost 100 pages.
I flipped through it, and there's a lot of stuff in there.
That's a lot of. Actually, you know what? If you're gonna charge $10,
from what I could tell, there's no Joker story, which kind of irritates me. I got to read the whole thing, actually. But I was flipping through it. I read the one that Bendis and Alex Maleev did, of course.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. I had to see my boy Maleev drawing Batman. That was something else.
I think they said 80 plus variants. A lot of these were store variants that you had to just straight up buy at their, whatever they were charging for.
Yeah.
There's a handful of really cool ones though. I like the one with, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a bunch of different Batmans on the cover, and they're like surrounding the one Batman. It's kind of fun.
Nope, I haven't seen that one.
I'm hoping that Russ pulls that one for me. This other one's causing a ruckus here. We have Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, I'm at this point, I'm just picking up all the printings. I'm just going for it.
I
don't care.
You're just going for it.
Yeah.
That's
Russ
fun.
is getting all of the later
Fourth
versions.
printing.
Yeah, this is the 4th printing of issue 1.
So this is what I've been doing with Immortal Hulk. I get the book. I get like as many as I can whenever I can.
Mm-hmm.
I wait 2 weeks because there's a mail call coming up. We got to do the mail call. I look at the prices of the damn books and they're all spiking. So I'm like, just throw in the mail call. I'm like, it's like they're spiking.
I'm reading
so I'm
these.
just like, I don't. And there's a part of me that just wants to hoard them all.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And I don't like that feeling. That feeling, you gotta. That right
you
there.
Can send them out.
That's a hard feeling. No, you collect the Immortal Hulk for me because, dude, like I don't want to go ham right now, and I want to, but I don't.
I don't even have
It's
all the
urge.
early ones. I've only got everything from like issue 9 on.
Oh, but it's like I read it and I want them. That's the thing. This isn't just a I want to own it because I want to make money off of it one day. Nothing like that. I'm like, oh, it's freaking awesome. Like it's really good. And then look at this cover. Ugh.
I like knowing that I can have my mind changed on a character I had zero interest in.
Right?
Yeah, it's refreshing to know that like there is a good Hulk story out there.
It's refreshing. That's a good way to put it, Ryan.
And now I just need a good Ghost Rider and a Punisher story. Then I'll be really putting my foot in my mouth. We gotta read that Silver Surfer Kate's coming out, dude. Mm-hmm.
Dude, did we talk about that yet?
Silver Surfer Black that he's doing in the summer?
Yeah.
I think it's this summer. Don't quote me on that.
But did we talk about seeing some of the art?
Yeah, no, we didn't talk about that.
Oh, okay. So first off, let's talk about ASM. I'm gonna talk about this really cool thing we found out.
Speaking of Craven, man.
Right?
Got a little crossover going on right now.
Look at this.
Crossover is not the wrong word because it's not crossing over with other issues, but it is a little mini event, I guess you could say. This is part 3. Don't quote me on that either.
Nick Spencer, man. It was awesome. All right.
Enjoyed his Ant-Man run that we read.
I was just thinking about that Ant-Man run because the Taskmaster nonsense.
What's going on with Taskmaster? I've been seeing him pop up everywhere, and
the Black Widow movie.
Something.
People are now speculating that he may be the character. That
is the Black Widow movie a thing? Because I've been hearing about that for years, and like,
oh yeah,
I don't ever remember hearing like it's confirmed, it's actually happening now.
No, it's happening. Whether it's going to be R or not, Kevin Feige's like it's not going to be R. We know and confirm it's going to be R, but that's maybe a problem because if you read any Black Widow, you know that that's a kind of a more mature run. But yeah, it's likely that it's happening, and it's like that right now. Taskmaster is.
I hope they didn't wait too long, man. I feel like they might have waited too long.
I think they did, but Taskmaster is so freaking dope, yo. Like, and oh man, there's a handful of. I mean, really, the 196, 197, the back to back. It's just a big reveal that he's the person that. It's like. Like I found. Okay, let's back it up real quick. Taskmaster. So you read those 2 books, like him coming into it. I feel like the writers did something here that was just super dope. And I'm spacing. Someone help me. I don't know. Is it Roy Thomas? I could be totally wrong with that. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Was it Avengers that he came out in?
Yeah, 196. God, I hope that's right. I'm pretty sure it's 196.
I know the cover.
I've read them.
Green one, right?
It's a back-to-back 2-parter. And what's really cool about the book is it answers the question of like, how are there so many henchmen in the MCU? Like, where are all these thugs coming from? Right. Like, how are there like each one of these villains are like, they come out with like 15 people. Like, get these like little armies on command. Oh, it's because of Taskmaster. He's the guy who's pumping them out because he's got like a facility. Anyways, it's really cool. He's a great character and one that would be really cool in a spy thriller that Black Widow will probably be. And I'm thinking it's probably gonna be more of like a buddy cop type of movie too, potentially. I don't know. We'll find out soon. But we were going to talk about how do we get on Taskmaster? How did that even come up? I'm just excited about Taskmaster.
Nick Spencer, Ant-Man, Taskmaster.
Ant-Man.
That's the path we just went down.
Ant-Man issue number 3. Taskmaster gets brought in.
Yeah, I don't remember which one.
It's number 3.
It's one of the middle ones.
It's a Taskmaster cover, and it is so good.
Yeah, that's issue 3.
Looks like he's
about to eat him or something.
About to eat him, and it's fantastic. Such a great cover. But Silver Surfer Black. Yeah, Donny Cates. He's super stoked about it, and he showed us some pictures on his phone when we were there.
Yeah,
and
may or may not have been against the rules, but he showed us a little bit of the art that he got sent.
Oh my gosh, guys,
it's nuts. It's not. There's no colors. It was just pencils.
Oh, it's just pencil work. It was
I
just a
literally
line
had
art.
no idea what I was looking at. Like,
Yeah, it's like looking into space, dude.
it's like a black and white acid trip.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh,
really
man,
weird.
it's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so stoked. I'm gonna buy it.
Once it gets
100%.
obviously. Once it gets colored, I think it's gonna make a little more sense. But
Oh, absolutely.
it just looked like the most insane image.
Man, I am so stoked after
Yes.
seeing that one. I think he just showed us one
Oh, yeah.
picture. It was just one that's fun, like this big,
Mhm.
but it was really cool. Yeah, you couldn't tell what it was. Like I had to look at it for a second, like a couple seconds. I'm like piecing together. Oh, okay, there's Surfer.
It reminds me
there's the
of
planets. And it's like, how do people do that, man?
it reminded me of Liam Sharp's art in the new Green Lantern run, where it's kind of like just all lines and there's just so much crazy outer space wackiness happening.
Leviathan. That's another one that's similar to that.
Leviathan's happening right now in this comic, but that's
not different, totally different Leviathan.
different Leviathan.
Different
I'm sure.
Leviathan. All right. What's going on here?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
I'm surprised you're picking up Superman. What's going on with that?
Why not?
I just didn't know you like Superman.
Brian Michael Bendis, man. But no, I do like Superman.
That is right. Okay, that's why he's. That's the answer to the question. It's Brian Michael Bendis.
I have read All Star Superman. I like All Star Superman. Superman for All Seasons is one of my big books. We met Tim Sale at the con, and I liked Action Comics, the New 52. That was Grant Morrison. That was a cool run.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Superman's cool when you do him right.
I'm excited for the James Gunn Superman bad. It's not DC movie.
Brightburn.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to that movie.
That looks ridiculous. Okay. So Bendis, of course.
It's also a really good run. I like Action Comics. I'm enjoying that much more than I am the main Superman title. And this is one I am also kind of just getting for the future.
You're picking up a lot of books, and I'm like, yeah, I'd like this year. I hope a lot of these are in my, I wish I don't have, okay. I'm not talking today. Fantastic Four. I wish I had Fantastic Four on my pull list, but like a lot of these books here, I'm like,
it's not the best. I mean, I only read up through like the 4th or 5th issue. I'm a little behind on Fantastic Four right now, but
like I'm getting a lot of these books.
Okay.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about what, like we don't have you don't know my pull list.
No.
Yeah, you don't ever see.
I know you bring home like a whole box and you get it like once a month or something like that.
Pretty much. It's kind of how that works. But yeah, man, this is good.
Mm-hmm. That's new, I think. Pretty sure that's the second print of 13.
Mm-hmm. Second printing.
Yep.
Very cool.
That's one of the ones I have both of because I started getting Immortal Hulk. I think at issue 10 is when I started putting that on my list.
That's a cool cover, man. I like that.
And it pops in the new bags. I
like the spit in his mouth.
That's a whole different story. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Look at that. Okay. How are you liking Heroes in Crisis?
Russ
raised about it.
It's cool. I haven't read past the 3rd or 4th one. I like to I kind of like to wait and read them in chunks. Plus, I'm the most forgetful SOB on the universe. And if I read this and wait a month for the next one, I will be so out of it. I won't remember anything.
But doesn't this look like Green Lantern?
It is. The variant covers are all traumatic moments for various heroes, like Aquaman losing his hand and Batman getting his back broken. And this is Kilowog murdered. So, of course, I had to get that. I had to get that variant.
Absolutely.
From when Hal Jordan went crazy. Back in everyone's favorite decade.
Dude, Hex Wives.
Dude, Merc is killing it. By the way, that's the main reason I'm picking up that book. It's not 100% my cup of tea, the story.
Okay.
But that's the one book out of this pile I did read before I came over here.
Damn, dude. Merc is so good, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not following Merca Andolfo on Instagram, you're missing out. She puts out so many.
Oh, I got it. Never mind. I'm tripping. You got it. I made a nifty little.
I thought he was like, "Don't open it. I'm going to grade that."
Hex Wives number 6.
It's
my favorite.
Merca on Instagram. Do you follow her?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
She does so many of her sketches. She posts them online. She's super active. And if you tag Merca Andolfo, she'll 100% check it. She checks her Instagram all the time. Heck, if you message her, she
never done that.
Yeah, you can definitely message her. But
I was looking
send
forward
her
to
something in Italian if you can.
Ooh.
That's a tip. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, just Google Translate that stuff. But Hex Wives, dude, this is cool. And this is all Merca goodness. Dude, she's so good.
I had a stack of them all set aside to meet her at Emerald City, and then she bailed. So I'll have to wait and get those signed from her another day. But she's doing cool interior work in there.
Look at that. Look at that shot.
Yeah, that girl's like tripping out and seeing a vision of the future on the next page. It's a weird, cool little story. I'm digging it. I only read it because John's Comics of Kids and Well Comics picked the first issue for one of their book clubs.
Oh, I saw that.
One of the earlier book clubs back in the day, and I never stopped getting this book.
Yeah, check this out. There's a
that cat
coming out
sequence.
Of this guy's face.
He burrows through his stomach and claws out through the guy's mouth. So
Yeah.
Thank
Shout
you
out
for
to
that,
Mirka.
Mirka.
Thank you.
Thank you for creating that image.
God, it's so cool, man. It's a beautiful thing. All right.
That was my list for today.
Wade W. Pleasure meeting you guys at ECC. Keep putting out the good karma. Wade, it was a pleasure meeting you, Wade. Thanks for coming out.
I had a great time.
Dude, that was such a fun trip. What did you think about the video?
I love that.
We
I've
put
already
out the
watched it.
vlog.
I've watched it 5 times.
You
More or
enjoyed
less.
it? Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
I had to watch it a
Going
bunch
through
to
that
make
footage.
the subtitles too, but that's a different story. And then I realized once I watched it with the subtitles on, I got a couple words wrong.
Yeah, there's a couple things.
I messed
It's
up.
okay.
I messed up Donny Cates.
It's okay.
I made him look so bad.
It's okay. We honestly, I fixed some of the things too because there were some things, and Donny Cates made a couple mistakes in that.
I saw that too.
It's okay. Just a couple
editor-in-chief
little
or
things.
something.
Well, a
It's
couple
okay.
little things. The story was 99% accurate.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Awesome.
I went through. I had to look it all up because I was looking for the names because he name dropped so many people, and we need to spell them right. But if you haven't seen our most recent Emerald City Comic Con vlog, check it out. Go check it out. It's really fun. At least I had fun putting that together, picking scenes to use, and trying to put in as many people from the community that wanted to be in the video. And it was cool seeing everyone.
Yeah, it was cool. It was the first time it was the third con I've ever been to, and it's the one with the most amount of people who knew us or knew me even, which was, I'm used to people like walking around at a con with Tom. You see a lot of people go, "Hey, Comic Tom," and then he's like, "Hey, this is Fire Guy," and they're all like, "Oh, hey, Tom," and then they go right back to Tom. But this time, people were like shouting me out when I was by myself.
Dude,
It was
we
weird.
were walking. I heard people, "Fire Guy Ryan."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, that's awesome." They probably watched Silver Surfer.
not me, somebody else.
Hey, Mr. Miracle Comics, thank you so much from Canada
Hmm.
for the super chat. We
5
appreciate
Canadian
it.
dollars.
Yeah, you know where that money's going?
Where's
It's
it
going
going?
into our studio. I'm so excited. I know.
When's that laptop coming?
Soon. They sent a delay. So basically, the name of the game is we're going to be upgrading some equipment so we can take this live show and put it in the studio where it belongs.
Right.
Have an extra seat, have more guests, have more segments, and actually put some time into more of a production with more imagery. Like we've been doing a lot of testing over this last few months as we've been live. Basically, as soon as we got the brick wall, this has been just a very long train of troubleshooting.
Like prototype phase.
You know?
We I think we're gonna do, what are we doing in there? We're doing like, I don't know. I like you, but this is too close.
This is too close, man.
We've got a different way.
No, we're gonna be in our own seats, and there's
We're sharing one giant seat right now.
Yeah, where this is
You may
one
not
seat.
be able to tell.
This is one large. It's actually the bottom. It's one seat. It's very uncomfortable. I'm sitting on rocks in bottle caps. Actually,
Yes.
Seats made out of. I don't know why they made it out of those things. It's pretty uncomfortable. It looks kind of cool.
It's
But
for training purposes. Train your butt so you can sit on uncomfortable things.
absolutely, it's something that Ryan knows quite well.
Yep.
Remember
All about
that?
sitting on
In
uncomfortable
high
things.
school, you majored in that. Like you're focused.
That was my
People are
major
like,
in high school. Yeah.
If you look in the yearbook, it's like Ryan. This guy can sit on uncomfortable things.
That's me.
I saw that. I'm like, I gotta have this guy on the show.
Shoot it, Joe Rogan podcast style.
So that's kind of what we're planning on doing. The plan right now is that if it's just Ryan and I, which is going to happen sometimes, we're probably going to both be on the screen, and we'll kind of do dual screen, and we'll put fun graphics and stuff. But if Slav is able to, I would really like him to Jamie it. And if you watch Joe Rogan,
I know what that means.
Yeah, you know what that
I
means.
know what that means.
We will have someone who can man the camera, and Joe Rogan style it is. That's what I'm hoping to do.
I know that reference.
And do segments and bring guests on. And we have like so many people who want to be on the show often. And we've also realized that putting out closer to 5 shows a week is more of what the community wants based off our numbers. So we're just putting a little bit more effort into the quality of the shows now.
That's the hope.
I also want to stream stuff, so we may start a second channel.
I saw that.
I don't know. I really want to play Resident Evil.
I saw that. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
You saw that comment?
Streaming is I don't know. Resident Evil, I think, is probably a lot easier to stream than a game like Spider-Man because Resident Evil is fun. It's fun to watch somebody like walk around corners and jump and get scared.
I'm so bad at video games, man.
Well, that's gonna make it more fun.
Yeah.
Watch you get eaten by zombies all day.
Over and over and over again. Like I'd have to edit that, I think.
No. You don't edit live streams. They're live streams.
Do you
just sit there and play
people
video
do
games?
edited lives? I thought they just do
you
edited.
could take it after it's done and like cut it up. And
Yeah,
find
make
some
it
good
fun.
clips and stuff. But
I don't know, but how long would it take? Like sit in front of and do you eat cheese real quick?
Do I eat cheese?
Yeah, can you just answer that for me?
Do you guys eat cheese? Please answer. Too much cheese.
Too much cheese? What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Any amount of cheese is
Tell
too
me.
much cheese. What's my favorite kind of cheese?
Yeah.
Provolone or Swiss?
All right, there you go. So I think that
You
Resident
can't
Evil
not
would be-
answer that question. What's your favorite kind of cheese,
I
Tom?
refuse to answer.
Oh, wow. He says,
That's personal, dude.
Man, provolone's where's that, bro?
Provolone's pretty good, but I'm a big Parmesan fan. You get a good Parmesan, you're like, damn, that's a good Parmesan.
That's a spicy Parmesan. That's how I'm doing it.
Is that how you do it when you have a good Parmesan?
Mhm.
Is that what you say at a restaurant? Yeah,
Loudly
Olive
as
Garden?
possible. Yeah. It's the most
That's like-
offensive Italian stereotypes. In the most offensive Italian stereotypical restaurant that exists.
Yeah, for real.
Streaming though.
Streaming, yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's I still haven't finished Spider-Man. It's a whole
But
it's a
that's
lot
like-
of work.
Okay, but like, who is going to watch me
People
play
do.
a
I
game
don't
for an
get it.
hour?
I don't get it. I've
You know, 'cause
decided
it's
to
gonna
do
take
it.
me an hour to do something that should take me 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I guess you
That
could
can't be
record it.
good.
You could record it, you could cut it, but then people don't see the game. So it's like, do they want you or do they want the game?
I don't think they want the game.
Yeah, they want to see you playing the game.
Or
But if they're just watching cuts of you like doing weird things, it's not gonna make any sense. It won't be a logical narrative to follow.
interesting.
I don't plan on
know.
playing that game, but I would watch you stream it.
I want to do like maybe I can do something that'll incorporate comic books into the game.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Comic book related video games, but I don't have the commitment or dedication or responsibilities or any other word. I've been working my way. It's going to be like a year. Like that game's been out for like 9 months or something.
Yeah, you've been going through. How much more did that game do
I
you have?
don't know. I feel like I've got to
I've
be
been saying
close.
you've been going through Spider-Man for a while.
Well, that's
now.
because I upload like one video every 3 months or something. I don't play it. I got sidetracked.
Okay, well,
I know people beat that game like the day of too, like or that weekend. Like it's not a very long game. I'm just
I've watched you play a bunch of that game.
easily distracted.
It's fun.
It's too fun. It's hard to focus in that game because it's swinging. So fun.
Okay,
Read comics while playing on live stream. There you go.
that's like reading
Fight
comics while
zombies
driving.
and read comics. Yeah. It's safe.
Here you go, man.
Thanks.
Well, I like your pull list.
I like it too. Next week is going to be a lot bigger. It's
I
very
wanna-
light for DC.
I want to add Meet the Scrolls to my pull list after seeing some of the people in the community post about reading it. They're like, "Oh, this is actually really good."
Me too, but I feel like I missed something.
Shout out to the 100+ members
Hey.
today currently joining us on our Wednesday stream. We're chatting comic books. We had the Foxx merger happen this week, so we're kind of doing a small little bit of celebration. We have these 3 movies that Ryan, we're going to be watching all 3 of these tonight.
So
We're not going to record
Excited.
any content. Instead,
should
we're going to
just-
watch all of these,
that's a good idea.
right? We should be responsible.
We shouldn't even have a channel anymore. You know,
You wanna-
that's geeking responsibly.
Yeah.
Is shutting down the channel and just watching X-Men over and over.
Yeah, we just watching on repeat.
Yep.
Desert Island, Marvel movies go.
Desert Island.
And I want to know
movies.
from the community in the chat that's currently joining
What
us.
number? How many?
I want
how
to know
many?
3 Desert Island Marvel franchise. It doesn't have to be Fox. Like it could be Fox. It could be anything. But like I mean, like Marvel characters that are in a movie. Like go way out there.
And these aren't necessarily the
like
3
let's
that
say
are
you could
the-
even say Blade if you want.
I
Marvel
won't.
character.
I won't.
You won't do that. But you
I will
can if
not.
you want.
I have not seen it. You guys can. You've seen it.
I want to know from
Everybody
everybody,
in the
here.
universe.
Just throw it out there. You know. So
The ones-
Clay3613 says Spider-Man 2, Iron Man 2, and Avengers. Doc
The
Ock,
ones that you
dude.
could watch over and over and over again for the rest of your life.
Yeah, which one? And that's crazy to think about, but
Might not necessarily be my favorite ones, but the
But-
ones I enjoy watching the most.
yes.
I'm thinking like Guardians 1,
Yeah,
probably
dude.
Spider-Man Homecoming. I really enjoyed that movie.
Why did you enjoy Spider-Man Homecoming so much? You really like that movie.
Yeah.
You bring that one up a lot.
I feel like it nailed Spider-Man, like in a way that I haven't seen any other adaptation of that character do in any. Is that Aaron?
That's Aaron playing some game.
Apex Legends, probably.
Probably.
Sorry for everybody who
She's-
heard that fart noise.
She's playing
really
games.
loudly.
She's a gamer.
Yes, she is. Plays terrible games, but so does everybody. That's okay. Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then probably I can't think of the third one right now. Infinity War? I don't know. It's fucking like 6 hours long. So
It's like you're getting multiple movies in that.
right,
one.
yeah, that's just a smart investment.
There you go.
What are yours?
What are mine? I would probably say
Oh, Winter Soldier. Damn, I didn't think of Winter Soldier. That's a good choice.
one of my favorite Marvel movies is X-Men First Class. That would be on the list, I think. I know you don't
Are you
like that movie.
serious?
Yeah, dude. First
Wow.
Class is so good, dude. I love that movie. I really enjoyed that movie.
Man, I was let down all over by that movie.
That was
Everywhere
one.
I
That's like I would definitely be on my top 3. That would bring on a Desert Island. Yeah, watching the mutants like that, it was so good. I love that movie.
We need to film like an argument about that movie.
We can
I
just
think
film.
every single angle I looked, every direction I looked in that movie, I was being let down. Like Emma Frost, Kevin Bacon, that cool guy who could evolve on the fly, who got like killed immediately. So many like faults in that movie.
Yeah. I just had fun watching it, man.
I think the best parts were Fassbender and McAvoy, but
That's
even then,
absolutely.
oh well.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, Doc Ock.
Good choice.
Yeah, seeing Doc Ock on the screen, there's nothing like that. The scaling the buildings with the suit, that is
cool.
legit. What I think about that.
You sure you don't mean Spider-Man 3?
Yeah, man.
You should probably just bring that 3 times, but 3 copies in case something happens to the DVDs.
I get the. I think did they make a 3.1?
2.1. I have 2.1 on DVD somewhere.
Spider-Man 2.1
back in 2004, whatever the hell that's from.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man 3 was definitely a letdown, but I still like Tobey Maguire. I don't know. I don't like. You don't like Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire is the worst part of those movies.
I don't know. There's something about that.
He's punchable, and I don't even like aggression.
He's punchable.
Yeah, especially in the 3rd movie.
I've been told that I have a punchable face.
I saw those comments.
You see those comments? Do I have a punchable face, Ryan?
No, I don't think you're punchable.
No,
it's not the really face quick, so much as the attitude.
I can move it really fast.
You know? Yeah, you have a cooler attitude than Toby Peter Parker did.
Yeah.
I just want to punch that stupid nerd.
Just punch him. But you're supposed to want to punch the nerd. No, technically you don't want to punch anybody. You don't have to be aggression, but
no.
But you want him to be a nerd. You call him a nerd. It's like, it's Peter Parker, dude. Freaking nerd, man.
Yeah, he's not the right kind of nerd, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he's definitely not the best Peter Parker, but I'm like, I don't know. My level for superhero movies, I don't care.
You have a lower bar than I do.
Yeah, super low bar for superhero movies.
That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah. My favorite, my favorite superhero movies are not Marvel DC movies. I think of freaking Unbreakable. I think of
very good choice.
Kick-Ass. I think of Kick-Ass 2 even. I think of the Blade movies, I think of, heck, I would even consider like the whole Split and Glass trilogy, like even though they're not really, like I would put, because Unbreakable is 100% a superhero movie.
Sure.
Split is more of a thriller, and then the third one I don't really even know what to classify that as. That's just like a standard movie, but people call them a superhero movie, and I would say like that 3 trilogy I enjoy and have watched more than any Marvel movie that's come out.
Still haven't seen the second 2, if those can be. Yeah, I guess they can.
Dude, I think I've seen Unbreakable probably over 20 times in my life.
Twice for me.
Dude, my dad was obsessed with that movie. Like, I didn't want to watch that movie, and he made me get into that movie to the point where I'm like, I friggin' love that movie, man.
Dad's a smart guy.
Dude, that movie, when that came out, my dad was going nuts. He's going nuts, dude. He is all he talked about for like a year. For a year, dude.
Damn.
And just like how brilliant that movie was. He would just, and to this day, he'll just start quoting parts of that movie that like you've never seen it.
I didn't see it.
That he hasn't told you about that part before. And I just, bring it up again. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I love that movie, man. Yeah. I had the Alex Ross, like if you got the DVD, which we had multiple copies, it came with these 2 art prints. And it was of Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson, but in their getup. It's the only like comic book imagery that is put out for those movies. Cool. They never made a comic book for the Unbreakable franchise. I don't think that's the right way to put it, but yeah.
Seems like a missed opportunity. That'd be
so
cool.
Good, man.
Some kind of prequel comic or something. I don't know.
Ooh, there's another one. What's the other one?
They did make sequels eventually.
Super was a lot of fun.
Man, I've missed out on a lot of those. Yeah, I didn't see that either.
I don't know. They're dark. And
wasn't that James Gunn?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's funny too. I think that that was my whole point with the James Gunn. Like before he was being brought back in, and now that he is back in, and we're getting now a Suicide Squad and a Guardians 3 from him, which is I think it kind of worked out in the end, but for all of us, to be honest. But I seeing he's like, oh, this guy, like the things he said, he's like dark humor, dark comedy, I guess, like super, super dark humor. And like why he caused a ruckus. You watch Super and you're like, this dude's doing superhero movies. It's like people obviously didn't watch Super because that movie is harsh, dude. Like full hammer in head. Like
Dwight Schrute just hammering people?
Yeah, dude. Like legit. Like and they show it.
Oh, like a Recyclops movie.
Ellen Page, dude, going all out in that movie. It's yeah, man.
She went all out in Umbrella Academy, by the way. Spoilers. I finally watched that. I don't know if that's been addressed yet on the
You
channel.
watched the whole thing?
I watched the whole thing.
Hey, Ryan,
I enjoyed it more than the
thing.
comic.
Hit the thumbs up button for Ryan watching.
Hit the thumbs up for me.
All of the Umbrella Academy. For like, I had to fight you on it almost, dude.
Yeah.
I would have taken you to the dojo.
It was you.
Dude.
It was my brother. It was mainly my brother. You helped.
But your brother pushed you.
Well, my brother, him and I got. He took me over the finish line, I guess you could say.
There we go. What'd you think? Let's talk about Umbrella Academy.
I liked it a lot more in the comic.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be a popular opinion. How much of the comic book is there? Can we get that out of the way? Is it really, really short? Is there not a lot of comics? Because I tried looking up other volumes, and there's like 2. Unless I'm not seeing some somewhere.
No, that's
with the third one out right now, right?
Yeah, then you got the second, which is Dallas.
And then you have the Hotel
Oblivion,
one, which is going. That's it. So there's like 10 issues of Umbrella Academy in existence, or like 15 or
12?
something.
12 plus the whatever is out.
I thought it was
plus like it's about there. It's like 12, 15, right around there.
Okay.
Plus like whatever they're on with the Hotel Oblivion. I'm not caught up on that. I've just been getting them on my pull list.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever it is. But yeah, it's cool. It's a fun story. Yeah. But the Netflix show, they just hit it out the water.
Did they pull stuff from the second trade?
Yes.
Okay, because that first trade didn't match up with what I was expecting a lot of the time.
Yeah. Continues.
Yeah.
What did you think of the show?
The show was awesome. I loved the show.
What was your favorite part of the show?
I thought, let's see. I really liked Ellen Page's character, actually, up till the end. I wasn't 100% down with the end. The way they handled that, I liked that in the comic better.
Okay,
but I liked her arc from the beginning. I actually thought they all had really cool character arcs.
I know every character on that show you kind of developed,
except maybe I don't remember her actual name, but the rumor girl.
A little bit.
She was a little shortchanged. I would have liked to see what what her celebrity life was like. You show her walking down the red carpet at the beginning, and then they like never mention again like any of that. Like a flashback for her would have been cool, I think.
Right.
I liked little kid number 5. Is that him? The time traveler kid?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He was cool. I like that dude.
Really fun show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
it. I'm probably gonna watch it again. It's definitely one you have to go back and watch again. And it was cool seeing all that time travel cop stuff. That's not the right word because they're not really cops. They were cops more in the comic that we broke down, but that was
cool
how was that?
All
that come together.
How was that coming together now that you were there? Like now that you were there experiencing it, how I experienced it, and then read the same comics that we did.
Yeah, it's weird that we did our whole breakdown thing and we broke down that entire.
Yeah, what happens to because not everybody watches our Silver Surfer breakdowns.
Yeah, you fools.
I know.
They're fun. What happens? I'm already trying to remember that. We recorded that like 2 months ago.
Oh, it wasn't even okay. So yeah, it was the annual.
Yeah, it was Fantastic Four annual, like 24, I think.
And we were reading it for there's 5 stories, I think, 5 or 6 stories in that whole 64-page annual. And we read the first one, and then we kept going, and then we're like, shoot,
none of this is relevant.
Of this has to the Infinity Gauntlet, because we're going through all the Infinity Gauntlet saga to completion. And we landed on this annual because it was kind of a throwback. And we were like, all right, how does this connect to the Infinity Gauntlet? Because it's not part of the saga. And we had to read this annual. And within the annual, we found a story that related to the Time
Variance Authority.
There
what they called it.
Time Variance Authority.
Yeah. Which is exactly like Umbrella Academy. And it was weird seeing that in the reverse order that you did. Because you came at it from Umbrella Academy first, reading the Time Variance Authority second in that annual, whereas I had it the other way.
So yeah, Time Variance Authority. It's the business of managing time.
It's a cool concept.
Yeah, and like literally people who that's their job.
Anything that involves time travel, I gotta reread, rewatch at least like 3 or 4 times.
I love time travel. That's why I love the Flash so much. I like the idea of just like messing with time. Time is always such a fun aspect of superheroes in the universe.
Or Lost.
Dun, dun.
That's happening. I'm gonna be on that show.
Lost or Law and Order?
Like in a week or 2.
You're gonna be on Lost.
I am gonna be on Law and Order. Yep, I'm the new lead star of Law and Order.
I don't know.
That's me.
I went with
Detective Fire Guy.
Detective.
That's what that was. Okay.
Get on the ground.
Freeze. That would be great. I would be a great cop.
You'd be a good cop. Would you wear sunglasses?
Obviously, mustache. You know, actually, for when I was little, I actually kind of wanted to be a cop, but I wanted to be the guys who stayed back at the precinct and did all the paperwork. You know, who go out and do the actual like dangerous stuff. It'd be the guy who sits there and like files things.
Like there's this like huge action scene, and then you're like the show starts and everybody leaves the precinct, and you're like, all right, the show begins. And Ryan's like,
Time to file
Ryan,
things.
we need you.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need
We
Ryan.
got all this paperwork that we filled out, Ryan. You're the only one who can help us with the paperwork and the organizing. And that would be my job.
And the sorting. He's a really good sorter.
Someone's got to do it.
Shout out to Jason Anderson. Thank you for the super chat, helping keep the show afloat.
This one's all you.
Which is your favorite out of the Unbreakable Glass split? Unbreakable. Then Split, then Glass.
Was that bad? Was that new one? Glass? Was that bad?
It wasn't bad. I'm happy it happened.
I still haven't seen
That's
Split
pretty
or
much
Glass.
it. It wasn't bad. I'm happy it happened.
I also haven't seen
Unbreakable
Ghost
is my
World or
favorite
Scott
movie.
Pilgrim.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim was fun. It's Michael Cera.
It is.
That was really good. I enjoyed that. That's a good book too.
Didn't read it.
It's low key, really good. And what was the other one?
Ghost World.
Ghost World.
I don't even know what that is.
I
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
of Ghost Ship, but that is a completely different.
Ghost Ship was a dope movie.
That
dude.
is different.
It's a haunted ship.
I knew you'd like that one.
Dude,
you are so predictable.
you don't like Ghost Ship?
No.
How do you not
Of
like
course
Ghost
not.
Ship?
That's
How
an
do you
early
not like
2000s horror film.
Oh my
All
gosh,
of those
are
suck.
some of the best, man.
All of those sucked. Name a good one.
Snakes
Other
on the
than
Plane.
Final Destination.
Snakes
Is that
on
a
the Plane.
horror movie?
Absolutely.
That's an action movie.
Oh my gosh.
That's an action.
I'm just kidding. House of what is it? 13 Ghosts? Remember?
Didn't see it. Can't count.
Oh my gosh. 13 Ghosts came out in early 2000. Tony Shalhoub.
Tony
Right?
Shalhoub? I don't know.
I'm gonna check it right now. Hey
What?
Siri. When did 13 Ghosts come out?
I hate Siri.
2001. Boom. Roasted. That's how I roll. That's how I roll.
Was
right
that the
there.
debate?
Yeah.
Is it a good movie?
It is fantastic. 13 Ghosts?
I got so many things on my pile right now.
Oh my gosh.
I just
Ryan.
finally finished Battlestar Galactica.
People like Jason are going to make it so we can make more content.
Yes,
so we can
thank you,
start
Jason.
doing horror themed content so I can make you watch these movies.
That'll be fun
Dude, Tony
for
Shalhoub.
everybody else.
God.
I love horror, but it has to be good.
Oh my goodness.
That's the thing.
It has to be good.
Nothing worse than a bad horror movie. I watched
Oh my
Creep again the other day. I showed that to my brother.
Love that movie, man.
Payback for Umbrella Academy, I guess you could say.
Creep and Creep 2
Mhm.
are a must.
They are.
I want that to be a comic book so bad, dude. I want there are
Really?
so can you imagine? He's had all right, so if you haven't seen Creep 1 or Creep 2,
Netflix. Do it.
just do it. It's my top 5 favorite horror movies.
We never watched movies
1 and
together,
2.
and we watched the second. Did we watch both together? We watched both of them
We
together.
watched
I
both
think.
of them together. Yeah.
And it was fun.
Oh, it's so
We never
good, man.
hang out and just watch movies.
It's a brilliant film, man.
It was.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them are brilliant. The first one,
And it takes a lot for me to say that, and it met my criteria.
you watch Creep 1, you go, there can't be a Creep 2. It can't be as good as the first one. You watch the second one, you're like, oh my gosh, these guys are brilliant.
It's at least as good, if not better.
Boom.
But I have to watch the second
Well
one
done.
again.
Well done. Anyways, I love those movies, and they absolutely deserve a comic book run.
John, I agree with you about the others, by the way.
Others is good.
I'm glad you're here, man. That's a
Nicole
good
Kidman?
film. I love
Yeah.
that one.
That's a really good one. There's some really good suspense in that
We
movie.
need to
Super
just
underrated.
scrap this whole comic book thing and do a horror channel.
Just go horror all day, all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of really good horror channels, I think, that are already helping that cause. If we can bring comic books into it, though, that'd be dope. Or we can keep on going, and maybe just incorporate horror somehow into our platform.
We'll get there.
I want you so bad. I just want to watch. I want to have an excuse to just watch Paranormal Activity all
I thought
again.
You said I want you so bad.
I want you so bad. Horror movies.
All right. I want you so bad.
All right.
That's
I
what
need
thought
you here to
this was
talk
going
about horror movies. This is what it's going to.
Paranormal Activity. Oh man,
Dude, it's so good.
that's a rabbit hole. I gave up
I
after
went
the third
through-
one.
I went through all of them again like 3 months ago.
I can tell.
I bought the hat.
Yep.
I'm like,
that's a dedication level that is
dude,
never achieved.
I watched this movie, and for those of you who don't know, it says here Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. I watched that because I couldn't find it anywhere because it was an
like straight
offshoot.
to DVD or something, wasn't it? Wasn't it like when they gave up and said, "Let's just put this out," and no one.
It was
cares?
just it was in between. It was just the wrong time for the movie to come out, but they had enough power to put something out within the franchise under the umbrella, but it isn't directly part of it, but it is, and you just got to watch it because it changes the whole series and how you look at the whole thing. It's fantastic. Anyways, I had to get the hat. This is like legit promo item, dude. I paid $12 for this hat.
There you go.
Yeah, I know, dude.
They should pay you for wearing that hat. And
They
you're
should.
advertising that movie more
What
than
the
they ever
heck?
did.
Yeah, no, for real, man. I probably
Uh,
am. Paranormal Activity, man. I love those movies. People don't like them, but you got to look at them for like the cinematography, the brilliance of the cinematography.
Cinematography. They put a camera in the corner of the room and just hit play or hit record.
It's kind of true.
I guess you could give it credit for being like a guerrilla kind of low budget, like a Blair Witch kind of let's make a movie with $3 in the woods.
Oh my gosh.
Let's make a movie in our house.
Blair Witch is good.
Blair Witch is fantastic. Yes.
The Paranormal Activity, dude. Like when you see there is a
it's just a sequence of jump scares.
But the jump scares are so good. Like there are so many things in that movie that you feel like you've seen before. Like you watch any horror movie, you go like, I've seen that before. I've seen that before. I've seen that before. But when you watch Paranormal Activity, like every scene that they're going to try to scare you with, they try to come up with something unique that you haven't seen. In the first one, when her leg gets lifted up out of the bed, that right there, that caused a movement, dude. It was a freaking movement. That is insane. And they gets dragged out of bed. And they like, and just to think like these guys were like, all right, we're just gonna. There's excuse me, not guys, gal. It's the two. It's the two. It's the gal and the guy from the first movie. I'm pretty sure they're behind. At least we're behind the first one in its entirety. But like pulling up like the levees. Can you imagine filming that? Getting the levee system so that the leg is because she had a rope on her leg, and they had to like make it so that you couldn't see the rope. So they had to do it in just the right angle so that the dark. Like, dude, it's brilliant, man. Those movies, and then the time as the time lapse in the bottom right corner. Dude, her standing there, tell me that screw up your head a little bit.
That's stuff I've seen before. That's
Ryan's like, you're like, dude, I watch people while they sleep all the time.
Kinda. I don't watch them, but I work at the hotel where people are sleeping all night. Ghosts never do it for me.
Ghosts don't do it for you. Like, well, it's demons.
If there's a ghost haunting you, you're gonna die. So like, screw it, just kill me. Like at least with a physical threat, you can run away, you can hide, you can fight back. There's a little bit of struggle and tension, but if it's a ghost or a demon getting you, you're not doing anything.
You need some salt, dude. You get some salt.
Apparently, you can look at its footprints as it walks down the hall with the salt, and it'll pull your leg out from under the bed, or the camera is going to be on the fan, and you're going to like turn around and see. I don't know. I'm complaining today.
What kind of horror movies make you happy, Ryan?
Scary ones.
Okay, but like what kind of scary ones?
Dread. I prefer dread more to jump scares.
Ooh, okay. And you don't like torture kind of stuff like Saw or anything like that?
Those are easy.
What about
It's easy to gross someone out, and it's easy to like make a cat jump out of a garbage can and scare you. Like,
you think they're gross?
Yes.
Interesting.
I see very little of. I think Saw 1 was a great film.
Would you say Saw 1 was gross?
No. Saw 1 was almost all up to the imagination. All of the really, really gross stuff was all really quick, and the camera was moving, and there were a lot of cuts, and they didn't really focus. It was more on the terror of the situation of being stuck in like a cage full of needles and not being able to move. Or not needles, the barbed wire guy.
Yeah.
But
needles was the second one.
And even that one is a little okay.
Man, I really want to just talk about horror movies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we gotta get to that. But you know what? It's kind of running over. We already ran over. Go check out Lords of the Long Box. They're gonna be starting up if they haven't already. Shout out to the 100+ people joining us today on Wednesday. Thank you for making it in, Ryan. We are
on time today. Too.
Whenever we do vlogs, like that took the putting out vlogs. I encourage the audience to go check it out.
Please. It was fun.
It put a lot of work into that. I didn't realize like putting 4 days into like 12 minutes is pretty tough. Filming it, is kind of a thing to come up with entertaining stuff, but the assembly of it, doing the captions and cutting it and arranging it. There were so many different drafts of it that I felt like I put out 3 videos this week, but we put out that one.
Yeah.
So I really hope the community goes and checks it out. Let us know what you think, because there's a lot of time that goes into those kind of videos, and I want to do more, but I want to do them effectively. I want to do them so that it meets your entertainment threshold, and we only can get that type of feedback from you, the comic book community. So let us know what you think about it. If you think it's super boring what you saw, let us know what you liked.
Should try somehow to do a vlog that's not based around a convention.
I know, right?
Is there a way to do a vlog like here easier with like something that we're doing more day to day that doesn't require, a giant event to film and there's got to be like a
more of a day-to-day vlog, kind of something in between.
Like what happens after we hit end stream? What are we doing for the rest of the night?
We're eating cheeseburgers, dude.
Just cheese.
I
was promised lots of cheese.
Only got Parmesan.
Good. I'll take
it. Dude, I got one of those big Parmesan wheels.
A whole wheel of cheese.
A whole wheel. And the way that you do it is you got to go around it in the middle.
Hold on. Bueller.
Cut it all around, and then you open.
Is that true, Tom?
What?
I have a feeling Tom has all 3 of the Human Centipede movies in their deluxe edition form.
I don't, actually. Okay. I am not a Human Centipede guy.
Isn't that movie...
That's not. See, I think so. When you say gross movie, I don't think Saw, man. I think of the Human Centipede.
You don't think that scene when the guy's in the well and he is getting drowned in blended pig puree? You don't find that gross and just offensive and just way too over the top?
No, dude. I think of the freaking 30 different people who are individually making that scene happen. I'm thinking of like okay, so we mentioned the needle scene.
Sure.
Okay, shout out to all my people who can stomach a needle scene. I'm sorry if you can't, and jump off now because I know there's some people who can't do needles.
Well,
Even talking about needles gets them woozy.
yeah.
But in order for them to, okay, so if you have any problems with the Saw movies, this is all I think I have to say, because I have a respect for the Saw movies.
As do I.
There is a very, very specific reason why I like the Saw movies. One, the storyline's actually pretty damn good. You piece all those
If
movies
you zoom
together,
out and look at it as a whole series, then
you're
yeah,
like, oh
you're right.
my gosh, number 4 was amazing. Like, how did they okay? So aside from the storylines, a lot of the torture scenes, the big pull to these movies is the crazy scenes, right? Thinking about how those are put together is it's mind-boggling, and then you can watch them on YouTube. I encourage everybody, if you can stomach it, because you got to like at least watch the scene in its completion, in post, and then you got to go see how they did it, and then you watch that scene again, and it changes everything. So for the needle scene, what's awesome about that scene is that they spent weeks and weeks and weeks just to remove real needles, the heads off of them, to put rubber needle heads on them that look like metal ones. And it took them 3 weeks to do that. And literally people every day, that's what they did. They had this huge pile of needles, took the metal needle off and put the rubber needle on. And then they had to color every single needle to be able to do that scene. Now, the only thing I have to say about that is that if we didn't have a Saw franchise, we wouldn't have feats of special effects like that.
There's always going to be people pushing the bar for special effects, though. Like,
that's pushing the bar.
When I'm watching the movie, at the end of the day, the finished product in the theater, that's not what I'm not thinking about.
How did it make you feel
who made
when you
the
watched
pit of
that?
needles.
How did you make you feel when you watched that needle scene?
That sequence was disturbing in a good way. I thought that was an accurate horrifying moment.
It's the needle scene in cinema.
Sure.
Yeah.
Although Audition, I would maybe throw Audition in the mix with the eyeball and the.
Okay.
I think that was Audition, but after that, Saw 2, I think, is the last shred of acceptable Saw film, because
interesting.
Then it just started to get way over the top and juicy and just grossness for the sake of grossness.
See, I disagree.
Like you're putting a guy on the rack and just twisting it around until his arms and legs pop off. Like
someone's got to do that scene, dude.
You mean someone's got to build the machine and put it together and oil the gears and stuff? Is that what you mean, or like
just the shots and everything?
Someone had
to be able to do that. Dude, okay, did you see what was the I'm spacing on the movie, but the one where they want to break into the guy's house and I think he's blind.
Is it the deaf girl?
No.
I saw that one.
No, that's another good one. Someone help me in the chat. But no, he's blind and they want to break in because they think he's got like money or something in the home. But it turns out he is like got a woman in the basement that he's locked up, and he's crazy and he's actually like super lethal. And they're like, have to be quiet the whole time. It's not Hush. Hush is the one we were talking about, which is also really good. Yes. I'm talking about this other one, and I'm spacing on the movie. But anyways, the thing that
I think I know too. If I
someone help me, I'm like, I just got to see it, and it'll come to me. But there's a scene when they show
we need a Jamie. This is why we need Jamie.
I know, right? Jamie, pull that up. It came out like 2 years ago. But right when they walk into the home, you are introduced to the entire space that the whole film's going to be showing you, like the whole, like the rooms. You introduce the whole room. The whole room of like what you're going to see here. And when you walk in, they have Don't breathe. That's what it is. Yeah. Thank you so much. Shout out to
Carlito. Got that one first.
Carlito got it first, but we do have Kachung coming in real quick for the second, and Secret Empire Collects. Thank you so much. But they have, like, right when you walk into this movie, or walk into the movie, right into the home that the movie's going to take place in, it's a single camera shot, and it gets everything.
That's cool.
And it's like legit 30 seconds, 20. I may be exaggerating a little bit, maybe like 20 seconds, but it's a solid amount of time where you're like, how does that get coordinated? It's amazing. And those Saw scenes are all like that. Where
no. There's a difference. There's a difference between, like, behind the scenes, the special features. How did they build a pit full of fake needles?
That's what movies are, dude.
And then there's a difference between, like,
are.
Goodfellas walking through the underground of the club, through the kitchen, through the whole single camera, single take. There's like,
I'll leave you with this.
There's trash.
If you're watching Lord of the Rings,
yes, that's what I've been thinking about this whole time.
If you're watching Lord of the Rings and you are watching and you look at the camera pan of when Frodo sees Gandalf for the first time in Fellowship, and you get that shot and you realize just how small a lot of Frodo is compared to Gandalf, and you're like, okay, The Hobbit, this is how it's going to be like, and the way that they film that. If you don't think about
that part, that stuff doesn't really affect me. As I respect the work that goes into it behind the scenes, but if the final product isn't like, if it doesn't stand on its own, if I have to look at how they made it to respect it, then it doesn't do it for me. I need to appreciate the final product, because that's what counts.
So like pretty much all of work that of
I've
Van
watched-
Gogh,
I
throw
watched-
that away. You don't care about,
Yeah, screw
you
Van
don't care
Gogh,
like
man.
different art designs,
Art sucks.
and if someone takes, okay, we have more to discuss. I
We're
see.
rambling.
I know, I like it. Okay,
This will
no,
be
but
good.
it's okay.
I see everyone in the chat's throwing out great movies.
There's a lot of good movies in the chat.
Ah,
It's good stuff. Do you want to wrap it up here?
let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Never mind.
We do appreciate your time, Comic Book Community. Thanks for listening to us ramble about horror movies
And argue,
and argue.
because Tom's wrong.
Let us know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button for us while you're at it. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. We make a lot of comic book content. We'd love to have you for the ride. We do appreciate your time today. And as always, Comic Book Community, then they do this part.
They do this part.
Yeah. Can you handle that, Ryan?
I think
Comics of Bueller says I'm wrong.
Comics and Bueller is correct.
I don't see
Carlito knows
Bueller being
what's
a
up.
big horror fan.
No,
No.
I imagine Bueller's very easy to scare.
Caleb, geek responsibly.
Look
We
at him.
appreciate you.
Look
Oh,
at you.
and Carolina Chris 26.
Oh,
Thank you so much for
woof.
joining us today. Geeking responsibly as well.
Homies, man.
Who else is geeking responsibly with this
Mm.
on this Wednesday night?
Just Old Wolf, apparently.
Joey Sparks is.
Hey,
So is Nerdy Couch. Hey, shout out Nerdy Couch. Doing good stuff over there.
this wine's starting to kick in. Huh? I like that. If I hadn't just woken up, I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, is that
Maybe-
right?
Maybe not wine, but
Oh, Nerd Vana Comics, Chris Mason, Ramiro.
no.
Thank you so much. Ori the Hand.
Geek
Um,
Resp.
Yeah, Geek Resp.
Just the
really
important
quick.
parts.
Just
We know what you mean.
just the important parts. Hey, Mike Steele, thank you so much for joining us. All right, have a great night, comic book community. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Joey. Slip that one in right at the end.
All right. You know.